Have you ever been to a world where you're like, what? Or wow? Or like, how did this even happen? Well, yo, it's XD here, and in this video, I'm gonna show you the weirdest and craziest seeds I could find, so stick around, cause you do not wanna miss this. Now this seed has something weird going on with the strongholds. So we're in the portal room of this stronghold, and just by walking around you can clearly see that there's another portal just behind this wall. There's literally two portals right next to each other. That's just crazy, that's just nice. Let's say if you don't have enough eyes and this portal has more eyes than that one, you can just use this one instead of that one. And it looks like this portal room is actually completely closed up and is surrounded maybe by a lush cave. So that's pretty cool because there's branches right here. So for this next seed, our coordinate literally take us to the middle of the ocean. But right here in the ocean, there's literally a desert temple. If that doesn't make you flip, I don't know what will. I don't know if the game is thinking that this small island is a desert, but I don't even understand the logic behind this. And if you get to the treasure, oh god, no. Well, if you mistakenly blow up your treasure room like I did, there's water everywhere to dampen the effects. And there's also a desert pretty close, so you won't be completely stranded in the ocean. And for our second seed, it's actually a pretty nice entry if you ask me. For seed number 3, we have a village that literally fused with a nether portal. Now in this video we're gonna be seeing more weird fusions, but this is just crazy. And the fact that the villagers are perfectly fine with it is just bizarre. They go near the portal, get burned by lava, run away, and start all over again. But putting the village aside, this whole area is just great for building if you love all the white and the blue that the terrain will naturally give you. Building a base or just any structure on top of that mountain would just make a splendid view if you ask me. Seed number 3 has to be one of the most beautiful seeds I have ever seen. It has a classic multi-biome spawn with badlands, deserts, jungle all mixing up together. And as you can see, very close to spawn, we actually have a coral reef and this beautiful village, which is on top of a desert hill. Going back, we begin to see the jungle I was talking about, and it even has a lush cave, as if this seed couldn't get any better. This seed also has stony peaks. If you just love calcites, it also has emeralds in it, so I think you'll be able to put that village into good use. And it also has this jungle area, which is enclosed by these stony peaks, which just makes everything look beautiful. It just ties everything together. Going over the sea from above ground, I mean, God, it's so beautiful. This sea should be one of your top candidates for if you want to start a long survival world. Now this next seed isn't the best on this list, not even by a long shot, but this massive cave and this floating fossil combo is just a great sight to see, and I didn't just want to leave it out. When I teleported to this part of the seed, I didn't actually know what was happening, but then I stepped back and I actually figured out that I was standing on the tallest ice spike I had ever seen. Like seriously, this spike was literally touching the sky cloud. It was so tall that if it was in another biome, let's say a plains biome, it could have been taller than a mountain. Like seriously, this spike was so tall. You need to be there to actually understand what I mean. This spike is massive, but it's massive. I could literally just imagine using the spike as a spiral staircase and building a massive base on top of it. I think that would be actually a very cool idea if you like sky bases, something like that. If you like, yeah, that would be a cool idea. And then you can watch over the land you're rooting on. For this next seed, we see an area completely surrounded by a large dark oak forest biome, but that's not really what we're gonna focus on for this seed. This biome literally has about 5 woodland mansions in this one biome. As you can see, we've already checked out 2 of those mansions before, but if you don't really believe me that this one biome contains 5 mansions, you can go check it out yourself. But This last one is just so intensely tall, it's magnificent. And what I see you doing with this is creating a server where maybe something like 5 kings or 5 rulers live in the 5 mansions, and they rule over a specific part of the forest or part of the world. Now that would be a cool idea, wouldn't it? Now, next up we have a seed with a weird Stronghold-Monument Fusion. The end portal room is literally fused with the monument base, and the portal room is completely blocked off by the monument, and water is flowing into the room. There are still a lot of guardians lying around, so make sure to be on your guard. Yeah. Still got it. When you fully light up your end portal, there is no water flowing into the end. So right now, let's jump right into the next one. Now, I have seen a lot, and I mean a lot of tall mansions in my day, but none of them come close to this gigantic mansion. This mansion is just, oh my god, how tall is it? It passes the clouds and it doesn't even reach the main mansion. I took a lot of time to get up there by flying. Oh god, it's so tall. But because it's so tall, I don't think the villagers can actually get down for them. So I guess that's a good thing. And when you finally get to the top, there's only one thing left to do. Water clutch. Dang it. And there's also another thing that's pretty cool about this world, and it's the beautiful Lush cave being close to the mansion, and that's just adding ice into the cake. This cave has to be in my top 10 most beautiful and largest caves in Minecraft 1.18. It's just magnificent if you ask me. This next sea spawns us underwater in view of some beautiful and oddly structured mountains. Pretty odd spawn, right? Yeah, it's pretty odd, but that's not really the main attraction. This mountain may be beautiful, but this seed literally has a boat which crashed into a mansion, and I don't really understand the logic behind it, because if it crashed into the mansion, it didn't really crash because look at this, it crashed with a bottom on the side of the mansion. That doesn't just make sense. So anyway, you can make up what you think happened here, but it is a cool sight to see, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Now we have another seed with a mansion boat, but this time it's like the boat is actually emerging from the mansion, like the boat is actually leaving the mansion. It doesn't really look like the boat crashed into the mansion. It looks like the mansion was built on the side of the boat. That's just weird. So lore wise, I think the villagers, maybe they just like playing Jack Sparrow. Maybe they are actually pirates, not villagers. Think about that. But I'll let you come up with your explanation about this oddity in the comments below. In our next seed, we actually have a pretty weird desert temple, because not only does have this temple spawn in water, but have this temple is a ruined portal. If that isn't weird, I don't know what you think is weird. This temple is just odd. Now if we go to the treasure room, we can see that, look at this, the treasure room is completely, first up, it is blocked up by netherrack. There is an extra layer of netherrack blocking it up, and there's also an extra chest. But if we keep going down, we can actually see the normal treasure room, which has all the normal loot inside. And let's see if the traps are still working. And yeah, the traps are still working just fine, if you're worried about that at least. Now, another weird structure emerging we have on this list is the villager outpost. Like seriously, I don't know how this happened. Two enemies living together and being constantly in battle. I don't know what the pillagers or villagers, I don't know who came first. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. And when the iron golem is done for, this village is gone. They're gonna raid them, and then I don't know what will even happen to these villagers. Even some other structures are merging, like the whole outpost is merging with this house, and this tent is merging with his farm, but the villager doesn't even care about it. He's still minding his crops just fine, as if nothing is there. But before we leave, let's maybe give this golem from backup in defeating this guy. Yes! Now we just keep getting weirder and weirder fusions, as in this seed we have a shipwrecked ocean ruin with pretty weird stuff inside. That's actually triple the loot inside, and there's even another shipwreck so close to the first one. So if you love shipwrecks and maybe love living on islands, I envision this shipwreck maybe being your main base, the other one maybe being a structure or maybe a storage. You could create other islands and connect them together and maybe to the mainland using bridges. I think that would be pretty cool. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. This seed, I think I'll call it the seed of really tall stuff, because first up we teleport to this weird monument that starts from Y0 deep stake level all the way to the top of the ocean. That's definitely one of the tallest monuments you ever see. This monument is even gonna be taller than many mountains out there. Like seriously, from Y0 to surface level is not a small area to cover. Moving away from the monument a bit, we could also move over to another really tall structure, mansion, which goes down even into a lush cave with an amethyst geode. This seed has already showcased us 3 things that are really cool in one area: a mansion, a geode, and a lush cave. That's so cool. And even after that, it still goes a few blocks above the ground. It's not the tallest mansion I've seen in this video. Even we've seen a mansion that is way taller than it before, but it definitely deserves some praise. Now the last tall thing you need to see from this super tall seed is this humongous cave. Like seriously, this cave is so big. You could literally build a whole base in this cave. Like seriously, this seed is just amazing. You could literally not only build a whole base in this cave, but you could also build a whole community, a whole city in this cave. It's so humongous. I literally love this seed for being so tall. Oh god, I just love it. Like really, for this seed to create something this tall is just amazing. Now you might have thought that seed was breathtaking, but this seed is gonna take you to the whole new level. You might need to dig about a bit to get to this one, but trust me, it's well worth it, because when you get down there, your breath will literally be taken away. This lush cave is gigantic and beautiful. Without night vision, it even looks better. As you can see, it's so beautiful. The lava, the waterfalls, the glowberries, god, it's so beautiful. I wish I could just live here, dude. It's so nice. And you can obviously see that it even has a mine shaft in it. And adding night vision, we can see that this lush cave was even bigger than we thought. Look at it, dude. It's so breathtaking. I mean, if I could find the entrance to the cave, I would literally build a long-term survival base here. That would be really cool. Look at this. Oh god, I don't even know how to describe it. Just look at the legs there. Just look at it. God, I mean this seed takes the cake. This has to be one of my top 3 best caves I've ever seen. Now in this seed we have another set of mansions built pretty close together, as these 2 mansions are literally less than 5,000 blocks away from each other, and that's not really far. But another site I really want to focus on here in this seed is the size of this cave nearby. It's definitely the tallest in this video. I mean, a rain portal literally spawns inside of it, and a mine shaft try to spawn inside of it. But that's not all. Looking into this lava pool, it shows about 3 to 7 blocks down there's bedrock. That means this cave literally goes almost all the way down to Y-64, which is pretty wild if you ask me, dude. And you know how I said the last seed could create a city? Well, compared to this seed can create a kingdom. Now this seed is another classic merging with this Village Temple. This house is perfectly fused with the temple that it even messed up the treasure room inside. The treasure room was most likely blown up by a villager or a cat or another mob, because right next to it there's a house. Like, how is there a house in the next to the treasure room? Maybe this villager was a treasurer, but how? And there's even a villager and a cat living there. And seeing the number of zombie villagers there must have been many more villagers here, which have been turned into zombies. And because of their still bed here, the game still spawns in more villagers. And one more thing about this seed, I mean this area, is that right under the explosion site, there's literally a stronghold. Like, seriously, under the temple, which is fused with a village, there is a stronghold. That's a triple fusion. That's like the craziest fusion I have seen all day. That's just crazy. I love it. Now here we have another weird mansion seed. Not only is this mansion tall and large, but it's also not in the right biome. Like, seriously, this mansion literally didn't spawn in the dark oak forest biome. And I don't know, but that's the biome I always believe that the mansion spawns in, because it's supposed to be called a woodland mansion. But it didn't even spawn in a forest. It spawned in a desert biome. The closest tree biome here is a swamp, which is just a cool change in scenery. If you like mansions but don't really like the dark oak forest, you can just come here and chill in the desert. But you have to fix those stairs though. You don't want to be falling down from those. Now, our last seed spawns you in a mountain meadow, which is just nice. I mean, the blending, I don't even know what to call it. The way everything looks above ground is just pretty great. The way the mountains just blend, it just goes steeply into the surrounding lowland is just crazy, just pretty great. And also there's a village nearby, so that's pretty awesome too. And what really just finishes it off for this seed is that there's a pretty cool Dripstone cave with a very beautiful opening. If you really like Dripstone caves, you can literally make this opening look like the opening of a monster's mouth. That would just be cool. Like, seriously, this cave is just breathtaking. It's one of the good caves I like. I don't really like Dripstone caves, but for this cave I'll literally make an exception. And if you like Dripstone caves, this cave is definitely the one for you. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Go check out this video right here if you want more crazy seeds. And if you want to use any of these seeds, please comment how you're gonna use it down below. And I'll see you in the next one.